I'm Logan Crawford, and right now on GBN, we're stepping into the heart of West Virginia with an amazing book, a beautiful book. It's called Locust Hill. It is a powerful novel written by Carl Parsons, one of my favorite authors, one of my favorite guests. Through the eyes of Cassandra, we witness love, family, and community resilience in a rural small town where every neighbor matters. With emotional depth and vivid storytelling, this romantic family saga celebrates the spirit of small town America in the Mid-Ohio Valley. We're delighted to have this very talented author join us here today. We thank the team at Atticus Publishing for helping us put him on TV today. And we ask viewers like you to support authors like him by subscribing to our channel and by purchasing his amazing book. The links are below this interview. Carl, delighted to welcome you back to the show. Great to have you on.
Well, it's great to be here, Logan. Good to see you again.
Good to see you, my friend. Cassandra is an amazing character. She tells the story. Is Cassandra someone that you knew in small town, rural America, Mid-Ohio Valley?
No, Cassandra's entirely an invented character, but certainly she's like a lot of people that I knew growing up. Um, but she sort of took over the whole book. I didn't necessarily intend to try to write the whole book from the point of view of a female, because that's kind of challenging for us guys.
Yeah.
But it worked out. Once her voice got established by the end of that first page, and she just ran with the rest of the book.
This is kind of a coming of age story. She starts out, she's quite young. She falls for her tutor who's tutoring her in geometry, I believe it is. Tell us a little bit about that.
It's a trigonometry class
Trigonometry is
that
never
they
good
take
enough.
in their they take in their senior years, and she's noticed that this fellow Jim Russell is very, very good at solving the statement problems that their instructor, Mr. Ames, requires them to present. You have to come to the blackboard and present the whole problem and explain it to your class. And she's afraid one day because she's not been able to solve some of those problems. So she asks Jim for help. And after a while, he asks her for a date. And then she begins to explain to us that she's nothing like Jim. She's a city girl. He's a country boy. And the whole book actually is constructed from comparisons and contrasts, beginning with this first extended one that Cassandra presents. And then we have various other ones that come about later, such as the Russell family versus the Nestle Road family that's down the road from them. And they've sort of failed at farming. And Jim devises a way to help them out, to the climactic chapter, which presents a case of industrial pollution in which a factory has not been a good neighbor. And the head of the water board is on the verge of not being a good neighbor until Cassandra convinces him, no, when a crisis comes, you only get one chance to do the right thing. And finally, he does it.
Absolutely. What do you hope the reader learns about rural life, small town America, and life in the Mid-Ohio Valley?
Well, these are areas and ways of life that may not get mentioned a whole lot these days, but they're where our real values still lie, and they're extremely important for that reason. Of course, farming is also important for the obvious reason of providing us with food, because most of us wouldn't have a clue as to how to provide for ourselves if we had to. And so it's sort of this quiet life that keeps America going, that most people are either ignorant of or just don't pay attention to.
Exactly.
So
Both coasts.
very, very important.
It is extremely important. I think it's the best places in the world to live are small towns around the United States, including, of course, the Mid-Ohio Valley. Both coasts tend to dominate the media presence, whether it's New York or LA, but there's so many beautiful towns, so many important aspects of life to be found in rural America. And like you said, farming is vital to our existence, right?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, these towns are all over the South, where I'm living now, in Tennessee, all over Appalachia, all over the Midwest. and all over many of the mountain states also. So they constitute a great portion of the United States, yet they're not the portion of the United States that we talk about most of the time.
Exactly. Tradition plays a large role in the Russell family and their farm. Talk to us a little bit about that aspect of the story.
Yes, you see that in an interesting way. After Jim and Cassandra become engaged, she's visiting the farm. She's adopted the habit of coming out to the farm on weekends and helping with the work. And on the day in which she receives the heirloom engagement ring, they also look through a family album. And I found that was the best way I could of presenting the family history without just Cassandra talking about it. Instead, it's presented through this series of pages in the photo album in which they do talk to the pictures, especially focusing on the brides, because Jim wants her to see, or Jim's mother actually wants her to see her predecessors, so to speak, and becoming brides in the Russell family. And so in that way, the family history unfolds.
Absolutely. Also important that readers learn about the Appalachian culture. I mean, there's so many misnomers out there. We see pictures of only the most awful stories come out of Appalachia, toothless children and poverty. And yes, that's part of it, but there's a whole lot more to it, right?
Oh, absolutely. It's a very rich culture, actually. It's the Scotch Irish and English heritage, British Isles heritage for the most part. Although in the town where I grew up, German heritage was extremely important also. Still constitutes about 30% of the population there. And you see that in this story. Because a lot of Jim's neighbors are German heritage. At least they have German names, like the Kellermans, for example. And that was true also in the short story collection, Town and Country. When you get to the country stories, you see that.
Do you envision Locust Hill as a film?
Oh, I certainly could this novel,
Yeah.
yes. But as I mentioned in the disclaimer at the beginning, there is the excellent movie Dark Waters that deals with the environmental crisis that is depicted here also. And of course, that was a real thing,
Mhm.
except that movie focuses on the role of the attorney, Rob Bilott, in helping the farmer, Wilbur Tennant,
Mhm.
who is Will Clement in Locust Hill. So it is based on a real situation.
Yeah. I think it would be a terrific film based on real situations. Even the fictional characters, of course, are compelling, which are, of course, rooted in reality as well. And I think it paints a great portrait of a different era, a different time, and of wonderful, wonderful characters that are so memorable, including their wonderful love story as well. This book has been recognized already as one of the best new books out there. You've won the Literary Titan Gold Book Award. Tell us what these accolades mean to you.
Well, it's really nice to see when you get a review in which the reviewer says the things that you wanted the reader to feel. So you know the communications work. And I can thank Cassandra for that. She does a great job as a narrator. And by the way, the book is available as an audiobook too. And it's Melissa Kingford, who's the actress who narrates that audiobook, and she does a fabulous job with that. So if anybody's interested in an audiobook, that's a good one to check out.
Wonderful. So
Wonderful.
Locust Hill is available in audio form as well.
Yes, an audiobook, paperback, and of course, ebook.
Wonderful, wonderful. Well, we'll look for all of the different three editions. Let me ask you this. What was it like writing this book? And was there one scene that was particularly touching to you or moving to you, or perhaps even difficult to write?
Well, it was actually very easy to write. Once I got Cassandra's voice established and Jim's voice established, all the rest of it just fell into place. And so I had more fun editing it because the writing just happened. And then you try to polish it up later with editing. But I think the touching scenes are when Jim proposes to Cassandra, and generally that whole first episode where she makes her first visit to Locust Hill,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
she begins to realize that just a few miles from her own home, there's this different world.
Yeah.
And she
Absolutely.
starts to fall in love with both, with Locust
Yeah.
Hill and with Jim.
Wonderful.
But then the most dramatic scene, though, I think, is when Cassandra goes to visit Travis Lowry, who's the head of the water board, and tries to point out to him that there's a real problem with pollution here, and he's going to have to take action on it.
Yeah.
And he resists this because he has friends in the Florida, the company that's caused the pollution, and they've helped set up the water board.
Right.
So he doesn't want to betray them. He won't name who his contacts are in the company. And she said, well, that's okay, but you've got to take action now. People have got to know that there's this problem. They can't do something about it if they don't know. And he resists that, but finally she convinces him that he has to do it.
Powerful scene, and it's part of what makes Cassandra such a compelling character. Talk to us about what lessons about perseverance that you hope readers will take away from this book.
Well, I think the big lesson is what makes a good neighbor. Jim is a good neighbor. Jim goes and helps the Nestle Roads. Florida was not a good neighbor. I mean, companies need to be good neighbors also. But in their case, they failed. But we see Jim and Cassandra acting repeatedly as good neighbors, and that's what helps them build this farm alliance, which produces their financial success and helps with the financial success of the people who join, of the farmers who join the alliance with them. So they share equipment, they share costs, and they share profits also. Yeah. So it works out well for them. So I would say the big message here is what makes a good neighbor?
Absolutely. And neighbors are so important in rural America, everywhere actually, but particularly in areas where, you're a little bit on your own and big government isn't there on your neck all the time. You need your neighbors there to help with plowing a field occasionally, moving a car, whatever it might be.
Yeah, because Cassandra says at one point, living in the city, your neighbor was the person who lived next door to you. In the country, it's much, much bigger than that.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Whoever needs help.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. And you're blessed if you had good neighbors when you live in the country. What's next for you, Carl? You working on a new book or anything?
Yes, I am. I'm working on a medical science fiction novel that's about the search for a definitive cure for cancer.
Wonderful.
And the research on it has been enormous, but really fascinating. So it's going to be a little while yet before I get that one finished, but hope to talk to you about that one sometime.
Well, looking forward to that. I guess this book will be part fact, part fiction. It'll be grounded in real science. Yes,
it'll be grounded in real science. I don't propose that I will actually be able to solve cancer, but I at least need to have something plausible.
Yeah. Well, it
even
seems like
science fiction has to be plausible.
Yep, and we're on the cusp. I mean, I think we're really on the cusp. There's so many great breakthroughs.
Yes.
Which was such a death sentence years ago is now very treatable, and if not curable, people are living long lifespans. Even with the cancer still in their bodies. So it is encouraging. Looking forward to that book. The book we've been focusing on today, which is a wonderful book, it's called Locust Hill. It is a romantic family saga written by Carl Parsons, and it is an unforgettable story of love, resilience, and the power of community. Carl, thank you so much for joining me here today.
Oh, you're welcome, Logan. Thank you for having me.
Great having you on the show. To the folks at home, I'm Logan Crawford for the Global Book Network. So long for now.